The Hilton sale is on. Now through September 29th, you can save up to 20% on stays this fall and beyond. Long weekends, last-minute getaways, holiday gatherings. There's a Hilton stay for all of them. More moments, more experiences, more destinations. Now 20% off for a limited time because it matters where you stay. Don't wait. Book by September 29th and save up to 20% at Hilton.com. Terms apply. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Accelerate Your Business Growth,
where we're exploring all sorts of business topics. Experts from around the world join me, your host, Diane Helbig, for a conversation where they share their expertise with all of you. Take what you need when you need it. Featured on Inc.com, Forbes, and MSNBC's Your Business, this podcast is recognized as one of the best podcasts for small business, sales, leadership, social media, and more. When it comes to business, Accelerate Your Business Growth has got it covered. And now on with the show. My guest today is Emily Hatton. Emily is a business operations consultant and founder of the Female Founder Space. She helps founders scale sustainably with smart systems, strong teams, and honest behind-the-scenes insight, ditching chaos for clarity. She's all about practical, no-fluff advice and making business feel less lonely and more doable. Loving that. Thanks so much for being here, Emily.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to do our 3 quick tips. So my first question is this. Business owners are being flooded with, these new AI tools, promising to save time, but sometimes it adds complexity. So what is your advice to business owners for moving forward, just using AI tools and starting to build smarter, automated AI operators that can handle core business functions?
So I think this is a big area that I have to deal with the founders that I work with. And I think my main piece of advice is not to look at the tools first, it's to look at the processes first. So don't look externally at the tools that you're seeing, that you're being told about. Review your own business processes and see where you would like to find efficiencies or what you're not doing that well or where you think you need to be doing things better, and then find the right solution to address that. And then you will find the right tool that gives you the solution.
Wow, I love that. I'm all about systems and process. So,
nice.
It's such a good point because it's not just looking at all the AI and going, woo, wow, that looks great, but really figuring out what do I really need in my business?
Exactly.
Finding the tool that fits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Second question. A lot of business owners that I speak with say they are their own bottleneck, right? They are the bottleneck in their company. But the whole idea of letting go is like terrifying to them. It's a vulnerability that they just can't quite get over. So what's like a simple exercise you would recommend that they can do that will help them identify what to delegate first? So, they can start freeing themselves up and be able to focus on growth.
I really like using the 4 Ds, which is do, delegate, delete, or defer. So I use it myself, and I ask people that I work with to use it consistently as well. So if I have my to-do list, I go through and I mark things as things that I need to do, things that I think someone else could deal with, things that can wait until next week, whenever, and things that if they've been on my to-do list for a few days, I need to delete them because they're likely become irrelevant. So if you do that consistently over like a week, you will start to see a theme with the things that you can delegate. You'll see a theme with the tasks, or with the nature of the task. So usually some easier things to delegate are things like admin tasks, obviously, that are not a good use of your time specifically, and they will tend to fall to the bottom of your list because they're not a high priority for you to deal with personally. So it's good to just do that practice, not forever, but over a week, say, and then group your delegate items into themes. And then you can say, okay, this means I need an admin person because I've got this bulk of tasks that are all admin, and I can take on a part-time admin person. Or all these things are marketing things that keep falling to the bottom of my list. Let me look at getting a part-time marketing person to help me with those areas.
Yeah, that's so great, because I think that the added benefit of that is that you realize that delegating those things does not make you that vulnerable, right? That they are things that aren't that scary.
Yeah, exactly. And I think once you put it into the context of everything else you have to do, you realize you can challenge yourself and say, does this really need to be me? No. Does it need to happen? Yes. But does it really need to be me? No.
Yeah.
And honestly, once you start delegating, it just gets easier and easier. So the best thing to do is to start, and you'll be surprised at the results you get. And obviously the positives are so high that you'll wonder why you waited so long to do it.
Yeah. So true. I can speak to that as someone who was very cautious about letting go of things. So, okay. Question number 3. When growth stalls, most people, the first thing they do is blame marketing or sales. So I understand that you have a bit of a contrarian take on this. How can a business owner create a simple weekly scorecard to get the clarity, I love clarity too, that they need, and diagnose the real operational drag in their business?
So with all the founders that I work with, and I recommend it for everyone, that you should have a scorecard to look at the key metrics in your business. Most of them are fairly standardized across businesses. So it's kind of the number of leads you have coming in, how those leads are converting, how your finances are, so profit margin, and how your team are, how your clients are. So there's a few kind of consistent themes running through how you set out your scorecard and how your marketing is as well. So the main thing is to choose the ones that are important to you and measure them on a weekly basis. So if your main marketing metric is the number of inbound leads you get from LinkedIn, for example, then you need to be checking that week on week to see whether it's up or down and where you expect. So you need to set yourself a target, see if it's on that, above that, or down from that. And each of these different business metrics has an impact on the success of your business, and they all interact together. So what you'll see is, if you feel like your sales and marketing is not working, that's quite a big area that isn't working. So you really need to drill down into what part of that isn't working. So is it that you're not getting enough leads? Potentially. But if you have a way of tracking that, you can see whether that's gone up or down, or it's the same. Or is it that the conversion of those leads has really slowed down? So has it been that you've had a very consistent pipeline, but nothing's been closing? Or has it been that, you haven't closed much either? So you need to break down in more detail. If you feel like the area is sales and marketing, you need to break it down to see which part of that. And there's always actions that you can take to rectify that. If you say that sales and marketing isn't working, that's too big to fix. So you just need to drill it down more and say, okay, I am just not getting enough leads. I'm going to have to spend a bit on marketing, do some more marketing myself, spend some time on business development. That's the problem area. And you can deal with that. or it's that they're not converting. So you think, how am I going to get these people to close faster? What's the problem? Is it my price point? Is it that I'm too high compared to my competitors, therefore no one's closing? So if you break it down further, you can deal with what the problem is and take an action to rectify it.
Yeah, it's so great. It feels to me like it's very similar to the first question that I asked you. It's a matter of really diagnosing, right?
Yeah.
Figuring out exactly what it is that may be off target instead of just wholesale. Oh, it's, this area. You got to find out what about that area is the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so great. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for these. We like to do, quick tips. People can grab them and go. These are great. Will you tell the listeners how they can find you, please?
Sure. So I'm a consultant. So my website is www.emily-hatton.com. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. My name is Emily Hatton, and I'm also founder of the Female Founder Space, which that's the name of the website, and we're on LinkedIn as well.
Excellent. Thank you. We'll make sure all of that is in the show notes so people can reach out. Thank you again. And listeners, thank you. You are who we're doing this for. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Accelerate Your Business Growth, a production of Evergreen Podcasts. Discover more episodes of this podcast and explore others at evergreenpodcast.com. As always, continue to prosper and be curious. And if you're looking to get your sales strategy headed in the right direction, pick up a copy of Succeed Without Selling on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Until we meet again on another episode of Accelerate Your Business Growth, goodbye and good day.